Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're digging deep into Chapter 68 of Bibliomancers. And wow, what a chapter. We've got some serious political maneuvering, huge personal revelations, and, you guessed it, one very, very clever dragon.
So, let's just jump right in with the big question this chapter asks. How do you even start to build a new government when the old one has just been shattered? You've got a duke who's been kicked out, a powerful princess who's basically leading a rebellion, and a whole army? Well, their loyalty is anyone's guess.
All right, so Chapter 68 picks up right where we left off, in the immediate aftermath of Duke Mountbatten's defeat. The fighting might be over, but you know what? The real work, the hard part of actually building something new, that's just beginning.
And the first thing we see is the emotional fallout. You'd think Lady Elisa might be upset about her dad being overthrown, right? Nope, not at all. For her, this is a total liberation. After all those months of him just steamrolling her about that arranged marriage, she basically tells Maria, I'm good. She is so ready to take the reins of her own life.
Okay, so with the personal stuff out of the way, they hit their first huge roadblock. How do you build an army? I mean, they've got to turn the enemy's soldiers into their own. Let's face it, their dwarven friends aren't going to stick around forever.
And this is the real challenge, right? You absolutely cannot run a duchy without a loyal army. So Maria, Ronan, and Elisa are looking at this group of the Duke's best troops, who are now their prisoners, and they're thinking, okay, who here can we actually trust? Who's going to fight for us?
But what they come up with is honestly genius. It's this super systematic 5-step plan. They don't just say, hey, you loyal? No way. They verify it and they sweeten the deal. Maria pulls out her magic truth-detecting ring, they make them sign an official loyalty oath, and then get this. Elisa pays them right then and there. Their full salary plus a bonus. It's this perfect mix of magic, paperwork, and just cold hard cash. It's brilliant.
And does it work? Oh, you better believe it works. Out of 100 or so prisoners, they get 80 soldiers to flip, just like that. 80 loyal, trustworthy soldiers. The other 20, the ones who were still hardcore loyal to the old duke, yeah, they get sent off to the mines. So boom, in a single afternoon, Duchess Elisa has the start of her very own army.
All right, so they've got an army starting to form. What's next? Well, they've got to go have a little chat with their most powerful and, let's be honest, their most terrifying and unpredictable ally. It's time to go see the dragon before they make the big push to the capital.
And the dragon's greeting is, well, it's exactly what you'd expect. Just pure abrasive charm. It immediately sizes them all up. Maria is the slutty princess, Ronan is her defiler, and it takes one look at Elisa and calls her a delicate, unplucked flower. I mean, talk about setting a tense mood. The confrontation starts from the very first word.
And this is where things get really interesting. Because there's this subtle power play going on. Maria asks for drinks, and watch what the dragon does. It serves them based on how it sees them. Elisa, the flower, gets wine. Ronan, the advisor, gets a beer. But Maria, the one leading this whole thing, she gets water. And the dragon's reason is chilling. You're the ruler. You need a clear head. It's a total power move.
So the tension just keeps ratcheting up. The dragon turns its huge, terrifying eye on Ronan and basically says, I remember you. It has not forgotten for a second that Ronan helped Maria trick it. And right when it feels like something awful is about to happen, Maria just throws herself in front of them. She takes all the blame, offers herself up for any punishment, just to protect Ronan and Elisa. It's a huge moment for her.
Maria tries to appeal to its better nature, right? She calls it a good person. And the dragon just shuts that down immediately. This line is everything. It's the key to understanding this creature. It's saying, I don't play by your rules. I don't care about your human morality. It's not about being good, it's about being a damn good dragon, which means being powerful, ancient, and effective. A completely different ballgame.
And all this tension and drama, it was all a lead-up. This whole confrontation was never really about punishing them. It was about setting the stage for the chapter's biggest twist, revealing what the dragon has really been planning all along. So Ronan, who's probably still shaking a little, he finally asks the one question that blows the whole thing wide open. He's like, wait a minute, if you knew Maria wasn't a virgin, why did you help us? Why the gold? Why the ring? Why let her anywhere near your eggs? It's the question that unravels everything.
And then the dragon just lays it all out. It wasn't tricked, not for a second. It knew Maria's dad was a problem. It saw Maria as a much better bet to be in charge. That magic ring,
That was just a little trifle to push Maria and Ronan together. And the big reason for all of this, happy, stable humans are easier to manage and they leave dragons alone. This whole thing wasn't about one ritual. The dragon is playing a 50-year chess game, all for a little peace and quiet. Mind blown.
Then the dragon turns to Ronan and spells out exactly what it expects from Maria's reign and what it will do to him if he messes that up. I'll find you and rip your heart out. It's not just an ally anymore. This dragon is now Maria's long-term, incredibly dangerous protector. The message is crystal clear.
And just when you think the reveals are over, the dragon pulls Maria aside and drops one last bombshell. You know that whole thing about needing a virgin to bless the eggs? The entire reason for her original quest? Yeah, total myth. An old wives' tale that dragons let humans believe. Can you imagine how Maria feels? Her whole quest was based on a lie.
So, before they head back down the mountain, the dragon makes Maria promise something. Remember the water? Well, the dragon says there's a good reason for it, and she'll find out later. But for now, it's nothing but water until her kingdom is secure. This is some heavy foreshadowing, folks. It's basically telling us she is going to need to be laser-focused for whatever's coming.
Okay, so with the dragon in their corner and their heads still spinning from all those revelations, the real mission begins. Maria, Ronan, and Elisa finally start their march to the capital. It's time to take the throne.
And their march is fast. But more than that, it's popular. They aren't marching like conquerors. Town after town, people are coming out and cheering for them. They're literally asking for the slutty princess's autograph. That whole scandal? It's turned her into a folk hero. This isn't a military invasion. It's a victory parade. And you can see their strength just growing and growing. In the town of Pine Watch, the rest of the Duke's old army joins them. Just like that, Elisa's force jumps to 120 soldiers. Now, to put that in perspective, that's about the same size as the Royal Guard. They're not just a rebellion anymore. They're a legitimate military threat. Everything is going perfectly. Their army is growing, the people love them, victory feels like it's right around the corner. But then they get to Longfield, and they get some news. News so devastating it changes everything.
It turns out Maria's father, backed into a corner, has made a desperate, ugly move. He's ordered her brothers back to the capital. And when one of them, Carter, refused, they dragged him away in chains. Her own family, they're now hostages. Remember what the dragon said about desperate men being dangerous? Well, here we are.
And that leaves us hanging on the biggest question of all. Maria's whole plan was for a bloodless coup, but now her father has made it personal. He's made it about family. So with an army at her back but her brothers in chains, can this revolution possibly end without bloodshed? The stakes just went from political to personal, and they are impossibly high.